Hi, Shalom everyone. I'm going to continue fantastic series of the Daf Yomi, page 29 of Masechet Zevachim, right outside an amazing music festival over here in the city of Bet Shemesh. Now, we learned previously, I think on page 27, that sacrifices are limited both by time and by place. That someone whose intent, let's say, was to perform the sacrificial service at the wrong time will make the korban invalid. And in fact, the sacrifice will now become something called pikul, abhorrent, let's just say, and eating the meat of each korban, such a korban, will make the person liable to receive karet over here. Now, a severe punishment in the hands of heaven. Now, it should be noted, let's say, that simple, let's say, reading of all the, let's just say, the sources for this law sounds as if the sacrifice will become invalid if the korban is actually eaten at the wrong time. It is, let's say, the sages who determined that the law is dependent on the person's intent than, let's just say, on what was actually done. Now, the Gemara on today's page, or let's say, searches for a source for like interpretations within regards to this. Now, in the Braita that was quoted by the Gemara, Rabbi Eliezer is going to argue over here that eating the meat of the sacrifice on the third day after the time that it is permitted to eat could not, let's say, possibly invalidate the korban, since the korban had already been accepted. How could it become invalid retroactively at this point? Now, the opinion of the great Aharim, let's just say, in the same Braita, is that we can understand from the verses that it is thought that the intent that will invalidate the sacrifice, since the Torah says the words Yehushev lo, it will not be considered to his credit, which they understand to refer to his own consideration regarding the sacrifice. And the Gemara suggests that Rabbi Eliezer rejects this interpretation of the words to lo Yoshov lo, because he uses them as a source for a different halacha taught by Rabbi Yanai. Actually, Rabbi Yanai understood that this passage teaches that if someone had two inappropriate thoughts, let's say, instead of one over here, if it's two inappropriate thoughts, it's going to be different. E.g., that he planned to eat the sacrifice at the wrong time and at the wrong place. And that, let's say over here, such a sacrifice becomes invalid, but over here, the person will not be punished with karet, over here, with a severe punishment, since his intention to perform the sacrificial service in the wrong place already disqualifies the korban without punishment, making his thought, let's say, to perform sacrificial service, let's say, at the wrong time, meaningless at that point in time. Friends, learn the Daf properly, all the different insights to it. We're page 29 of Masechet Zevachim. Wishing you all a fantastic day. Take care.